Hi, I'd just like to acquaint you with the latest planning laws changes which come into effect in September 2020 in the UK. July 2020, the UK government announced some radical changes to the uses class order that will come to effect on 1st of September 2020, and also changes to the permitted development regime that will come into effect from the 31st of August 2020. There's to be a new commercial business and service use class E, which will subsume and replace existing classes A1 shops, albeit with some notable exceptions, which are A2 financial and professional services, A3 restaurants and cafes, B1 offices, research and development use and light industrial, D1 non-residential institutions, D2 assembly and leisure. The following categories are outside Class F. Health and medical centres, gyms and nurseries will not fall within. Under normal circumstances, this will permit premises to switch between these uses without the need for prior approval or planning permission. Shops selling essential goods smaller than 280 square metres, including food, at least 1 kilometre from another similar shop, will fall in a new Class F2, see below. New Class F. Class D is to be replaced by a new Class F. Current use classes D1, non-residential institutions, and D2, assembly and leisure, will be revoked and replaced with the following. Class F1, learning and non-residential institutions, which will include educational premises, museums, galleries, libraries, public exhibition halls, places of worship and law courts. Class F2, local community, which will include some small shops, as detailed above, community halls and meeting places, outdoor sports and recreation facilities, swimming pools and skating rinks. Other use class order changes. Others are as a consequence of the planned changes. A number of different land uses which currently fall into use classes will become unaccompanied or unallocated, and therefore planning permission will be required to change to and from them. These include pubs and bars, hot food takeaways, music venues, bingo halls and dance halls. There's permitted development for the demolition of vacant buildings to residential development, specifically the demolition of a single detached purpose-built block of flats or building used for office, research and development or industrial purposes, and its replacement by a single detached block of flats or detached dwelling within the footprint of the old building. There are conditions attached to this. The building must have been vacant for at least 6 months, have a footprint of no larger than 1,000 square metres, be no taller than 18 metres, and prior approval process that will require confirmation from the local planning authority that the new development is acceptable before the work may commence. The local planning authority will consider, amongst other things, the design and appearance of the new building, possible transport and highway impacts, residential amenity impacts including rights to light, the impact of heritage and archaeology. Permitted development. 2-storey upward extensions. Upward extension of existing dwellings and blocks of flats by up to 2 stories. The permitted development conditions will only apply to dwellings constructed between 1st of July 1948 and 28th of October 2018, and to buildings for flats between 1st of July 1948 and 5th of March 2018. The new rights are also subject to a number of other limitations and conditions, including the requirement for prior approval from the local planning authority in relation to the matters such as the design and appearance of the new extension, possible transport and highway implications, and residential amenity impacts including rights to light. There's guidance still to be issued about how the changes will work in practice, but they're likely to have wide-ranging consequences. So from a landowner and developer perspective, and therefore from an investor perspective, of potential opportunities to repurpose existing residential, commercial and retail assets in order to respond and adapt to fluctuating market conditions. So if you've got any questions about these planned changes, don't hesitate to get in touch with me at alan@alpusgroup.com or telephone me on 07539 141257.